Hello everyone, welcome to Synextra's Azure Masterclass. Azure Masterclass here. We're going to be doing a series of videos touching on a lot of the popular services and some of the not so popular services, but fun. We'll be looking at IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, all the fun acronyms. Going to be expanding on how businesses can build, deploy, manage applications, different services through Azure. So we'll be discussing the benefits of using Azure, the scalability, the flexibility, cost effectiveness, deep diving into networking, virtual machines, logic apps, Kubernetes, maybe touching on some of the AI features that Azure have, and then working our way through and hopefully giving you some next steps and insights into taking Azure certifications, going over some of the more popular services that are free for the first 12 months, a lot of the other services that are always free, and some services that are never free, but you do get $200 of free Azure credits to play with, and if you are sensible with them, they can last quite a while. So this video, day one, we are going to be doing an account setup and then a very brief portal overview. Okay, so getting started, we'll use our good friend Google. Just search for Azure trial. And if you come down to here, you've got to create your Azure free account today. And just what I was touching upon before, this starter page will show you all the services you've got. So like I said, you've got popular services that are free for 12 months, 55 plus other services that are free for life. And we've got that $200 to play with and build, like I said, whatever you want, whatever you're currently trying to learn or understand or bit of both.
How much does $200 get you, Dean?
It depends what you're building. You could probably eat through $200 pretty quickly, but if you're shutting stuff down or deallocating VMs when you're not using them, that could last you a few months and you could get through a lot of stuff. So yeah, viewing here, we can view all services. As you can see here, we've got the ability to keep going for free after you do eat through all of that $200 credit that you get. A lot of services here that are either always free or free within the initial 12 months. Kind of never-ending list here of all the stuff, and we'll be touching on a lot of these throughout the series. We'll have a video on Azure Active Directory. We'll touch on a bit of Azure Cosmos, MS SQL. We'll be going into Kubernetes and DevOps, showing you some CI/CD and some demo pipelines that we can run. Security, so the management and governance side of things with Azure Lighthouse, key vaults, management groups, how to correctly set them up. We'll go through storage accounts, so blob storage, Azure Files, Data Factory. We'll have a look at logic apps, managed disks, Azure Virtual Desktop too. It's not one of the free services. We are going to go into detail about other services that aren't free. Virtual networks, which are always free, up to 50 virtual networks. You can build them, you can build VPN gateways for them. A bit more in-depth networking, so looking at virtual WAN with virtual hubs, site-to-site gateways from the hub, point-to-site gateway for user VPN, and then doing probably a deep dive into Azure virtual machines as well, both Windows and Linux. Throw that in there so somebody has to do a video on Linux. That's not going to be me. And then we'll touch upon other great things like Network Watcher and Azure Monitor. How do you keep a track of all this stuff that's living in the cloud? Don't want it falling out of the sky and breaking. So let's start for free. Let's go through the account setup here. I will use a pre-existing email account that I have created earlier, outlook.com. You should log in with your existing Microsoft account. Once you're logged in, that will take you to the sign-up page. You will need to provide a phone number and do an authentication. It's just a text or a phone call. So yeah, once you've got all this filled in, we'll go ahead and click next. Okay, and once that loads, on the next page, you do need to enter bank card details, but you will not be charged. And I believe once you are logged in, you can go into your account and remove your payment method. We can double check that once we're in, because I don't want to spend any more money. And then confirm your information. Okay, so once all that's filled in and done and everything's confirmed, here we are at the Azure landing page. So we can see here that we've got, you can start with a free trial with your $200 of free credit. Active Directory, which I touched on, but we'll go over that in another video. There is an additional set of benefits for students, such as free software, I believe additional Azure credit, and even access to the dev tools as well that you can use. This is the page that you presented with when you first log in. There are a few things that I personally like to do in here when I first log in, and that's changing how Azure looks. There's different options here under your settings for appearance and startup views. So you can see here the menu by default is set to fly out. I personally prefer it to be docked, and I like to keep the traditional white and blue. It's one of the only things that I do not use in dark mode. If we apply that, So you'll see here we've got you've got the option to minimize it, and you can keep your menu here docked on the left-hand side. And then there's a few additional settings here for your language and regional format, confirming your information, and then the default directory that you get assigned when you first create your account. There is a way to rename this, but we will go into that in a later video. There's an option here to click on all services and then drill through umpteen menus of different services, or if you know what you're looking for, you can use the search and it's a little bit easier. So there we go. You can search for obviously services. You can search the marketplace for different things. You can search, once you do have resources within Azure, you can actually search for the resources themselves by name if you have users in Active Directory. And if you wanted to search for a particular user, you can search for them by typing in their name, and they will appear as well. So you can click on them and drill into their user account to change properties or whatever it is that you're looking to do with them. So yeah, very basic day one, just getting you started, a little bit of an overview of the portal. I would recommend just getting in there and having a browse around, look at all the different services that are available, mess with a lot of the free ones. If you do have any questions about any service, all of them, any one of them in Azure, drop us a comment, get in touch. Even any that you would like us to do a video on, let us know in the bottom comments down there. We'll be more than happy to put something together for you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and tick the notifications bell for the next set of videos that are coming soon. Basics of Azure. What do my kids always say? Like and subscribe. Tick the bell. Is it a bell? Press the bell.
Doing a dab.
I'm not doing one of them.